Hi, I'm Jason Holland, a writer and editor with Early to Rise. I'm here with MaryEllen Tribby, Early to Rise's CEO and publisher. We're talking about Changing the Channel, 12 Easy Ways to Make Millions for Your Business. It's a new book co-authored by MaryEllen and Michael Masterson, ETR's founder and a legend in the business world. It's available in bookstores October 27th, but you can pre-order it online at Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com. MaryEllen, could you tell me a little bit about why you and Michael decided to write this book?
Sure. You know, it's kind of funny, Jason, because we've talked about this a lot before. But basically, when I started at Early to Rise in 2006, Michael and I just had this synergy going of everything we were doing was working. And we noticed that it was a combined result of, 60 plus years working in this business. And we thought, it's growing our business so well and so fast that we should really get this out. We should really get this out to as many people as possible because, as you know, we're firm believers in that competition is good. So we want our competitors to read this book. We want anyone growing a business or starting a business or that has a marketing job to do well. So it's something that it was a kind of a labor of love. We just both thought it was a great idea, and bam, it just happened.
Okay. And for the benefit of people who don't know, what exactly is multi-channel marketing?
It's a very simple concept, and I think maybe the name is a little scary, but basically it's just talking to your customers in the manner in which they'd like to be talked to. So you can't, you don't want to force, something down somebody's throat. You don't want to stick a square peg in a round hole. You want to communicate with your subscribers and your prospects in the way which they are comfortable in speaking back to you.
And what makes multi-channel marketing so powerful?
Well, first, let's just look at the numbers. Basically, we know that anybody that buys from 2 or more channels are between 20 to 60% more valuable. Okay? Someone who buys from 3 or more channels are 60 to 120% more valuable. Plus, multi-channel buyers buy a wider range of products. So, that's just one reason, but again, the other reason is that you've put somebody in their comfort zone. They're going to trust you a lot more. You're going to be able to bond with them much more.
Okay. And I know you and Michael are big believers in direct marketing principles, so where exactly does direct marketing fit into the whole multi-channel marketing concept?
Well, let's go back and review that just for a second, okay? So direct response marketing is a form of market that is basically immediate, specific, and quantifiable. Okay, and that's what we do. And if you're running a company where you want orders, where you want customers, you want to use direct response marketing. Okay, so it's not branding, it is direct response marketing. You're getting your order, you're getting your money in immediately. And so basically when we talk about multi-channel marketing, it's just incorporating all the fundamentals, all the principles of direct response marketing into one cohesive campaign with many different channels.
Okay. And what sort of businesses would you recommend adopt a multi-channel approach?
Oh gosh, I would recommend just about any business do so. And it's very funny because there are businesses that were a one-channel business for years, and then they try these different channels, and then they try a cohesive campaign, and they see immediate explosion in their growth. But any kind of business, if you are a traditional brick and mortar company, you can adapt to this very easily. It's never been easier to do a multi-channel campaign than it is now in the age of the internet. Everyone thinks you only should be on the internet now, and that is entirely wrong. But if you're not on the internet, you need to be.
Okay. And for somebody who's never done any multi-channel marketing at all, and they're totally in the dark about all of this, where should they start?
Okay. You start with your low-hanging fruit. You start with things that are easy, cheap, and effective. So if you've got a list, if you've got an email list, then of course you start online, but there are so many different channels that you can use online, besides direct email blasts. There's a lot of different ways to do that. But if you are online, the next best channel is probably teleseminars. It's a technology that everyone is an expert at, yet so few people use this, and it is so effective. And then you take that teleseminar and you turn it into a transcript or a special report, and you market that, not just direct email, but in your PPC campaigns and your text ads, at your next marketing event. So, there's so many ways to start this and easy. And that, we go into detail on how to get started in the book.
Okay. Well, we've definitely seen the power of all that in Early to Rise, for sure. So what are some of the other multi-channel marketing channels that you write about in Changing the Channel?
Okay, so we talk about teleconferences a lot. We talk about TV and radio. People think that TV and radio are dead. And because of that, this is your opportunity to get on TV and radio, and we talk about how you do that very, very cheaply. People think that both those channels are very cost prohibitive, but in reality, you can make this work to your benefit. And we talk about how you buy space by never paying rate card prices. Okay, that's a couple there. We talk about the power of joint ventures and how and for anybody who doesn't know what that is, again, you've got to get the book, and it's something you have to do. This is not only a great marketing channel, but it's also a great R&D experiment, really testing products before you go out and spend the money and the time developing your own products. And of course, we talk about public relations, which again is totally different from the old days. In the age of the internet, everybody should be doing some kind of PR.
Okay. And for, say, a business that's never used multi-channel before, they've focused solely on one channel, say direct mail or newspaper ads, is this something that they can pull off? Can they still do multi-channel marketing?
Absolutely. The key to any cohesive marketing campaign is to understand your goal and what your ideal ROI is, and that some ROIs are going to come out better than others. If you've got a 200% ROI in email marketing and a 60% ROI in direct mail and 100% ROI in radio, and your goal, is 100%, you're going to subsidize those campaigns that may not get to 100% by the ones that are get over 100%. So again, everyone should start. And if you've only been doing one channel, then just add a second channel. And if you've been doing two channels, then add a third channel. But there are a few things that you need to remember, that you need to keep everything consistent. So if you are going from space, newspaper space to TV to direct mail, that everything is consistent, your offer is consistent, the tone in which you're talking to your customers is consistent, the pricing is consistent. You also need to know that, in direct response marketing, repetition is very important. We know that it takes somebody seeing a TV ad 3 times before they actually order. We know that it takes somebody an average of 4 times seeing the direct mail piece before they order. And you have to calculate all of that into your ROI. And I guess the most for me, and anybody who knows me knows, you need to track everything. If you're sending out tests or any campaign and you're not tracking that, you're not understanding what your results are, then you're just wasting your money and your time.
Okay. And could you tell me a little bit about how Early to Rise has used multi-channel marketing and some of the results you've seen?
Sure. It's something that it's been great that we have done for many of our events that we hold. We hold some fabulous events at Early to Rise. And a couple years ago, we did a $10,000 conference with Michael Masterson. And you remember, and everyone thought, there were skeptics that thought we wouldn't be able to sell this. And our goal was to get, 50 people there at this conference at $10,000. And so we started with this advice. We started with our email. First we segmented our list, and we could talk about that a lot in the book as well, as far as knowing who your customers are. And we went after people who were conference goers, who bought high-priced ticket items. So we segmented the list. Again, you have to realize you're not going to get, we have 400,000 people on our file, and a lot of those people just don't have the means to get to a $10,000 conference, and frankly, they weren't ready for it yet. There's different levels of people we talk to, and this was for more experienced people. So, we segmented our list, and we went after their email. And then when we exhausted that, we called them on the phone. Then after that, we sent out a direct mail campaign. And the cost was so minimal because we sent it to so few people, but the response rate was so great that the ROI in that direct mail campaign was close to 500%. So, again, it's all about, at the end of the day, your ROI and how you make that work.
Okay. Well, that's all the questions I had for now, but is there anything you'd like to add about Changing the Channel? Anything you'd like to tell people out there about this book?
It is packed, like I said, with 60 years combined experience between Michael and myself. And, how could you not spend $24 on a book that could literally bring in millions of dollars to your bottom line. So, check it out. And the thing that we're doing, actually, I think is really kind of unprecedented, is that, regardless where you buy this book from, if you buy it from Barnes & Noble, if you buy it from Amazon, and you're not happy with the book, you send it to us here at Early to Rise, and we will write you a check for your money back. Simple as that. So why wouldn't you?
Sounds good to me.
Great. Thanks, Jason.
Thank you.